Good morning, my awesome students. Today, I want you to come with me on a little journey. We're going to do a little experiment to try to figure out what happens when we add heat to different materials. For this experiment, I am going to use water, ice, and a little piece of butter. We're also going to need a skillet or a pan and the stove. To learn how heat is going to change these materials, we are going to need to compare some characteristics of each of them before we heat them and after we heat them. We are going to compare how each of these materials smells, feels, tastes, and what state of matter they are before we heat them, and also how these characteristics are after we heat them. Are you ready to come with me in this adventure? So the first thing we're going to experiment with is an ice cube. So I just got this ice cube out of my freezer. It doesn't really smell like anything. It feels very, very cold and is in a solid state. It tastes like water too. So we're going to see what is going to happen when we put it in heat. And let's see what happens. As we could see, the ice melted completely and changed its state of matter. Now it is in a liquid state. It still doesn't smell like much. It still tastes like water, but now it feels very wet. For this next part of our experiment, we're going to try with a piece of butter. Butter smells delicious even when it's cold. Right now, it feels very solid and kind of creamy. You can see that it's already melting in my fingers. It tastes like butter, which means delicious, and its state of matter is solid. Let's see what's going to happen when we put it in the heat. As you can see, there is still a little piece that hasn't melted completely, but butter has definitely melted in the heat. The good thing is that my whole kitchen smells like butter now. Delicious. It probably will taste the same as it tastes when we put it on a toast, but now its state of matter is also a liquid. The two materials we have used up till now started in a solid state and changed into a liquid state once we added some heat. But what do you think is going to happen with the water, which is in a liquid state, when we add some heat? Let's go find out. This time we're starting with water that we have already put it in a little pot over the stove. Because it's receiving heat, we are seeing already some bubbles that are forming at the base of the pot. What do you think these bubbles are? We can already see that some of the bubbles have become bigger and they are coming up to the surface. We can also see all this gas, which is water vapor. We can now say that water has changed states from liquid to gas. The smell is not really very strong, it just smells like water. I am pretty sure it feels very, very hot, which is why I'm not gonna touch it. I'm sure it still tastes like water, only very, very hot. I hope you had a lot of fun figuring out what happens to matter when we heat it. Now it's your job to do this little experiment at home, this time with a bar of chocolate. Next, you will find the instructions and procedure to do this experiment. Remember, you need an adult to do this experiment. And the most important part is to have fun. Bye-bye.